The galaxy watched Earth from a great distance. Many alien empires had studied the blue planet for years. To them, Earth looked quiet, slow, and weak. They saw humans living simple lives, fighting small wars, building small machines, and talking loudly but doing little. In the Galactic Council, Earth was a joke. Alien leaders laughed when someone mentioned humans. "They are soft," one alien said. "They cannot fight real battles," another added. "They have no warships, no star fleet, no deep space weapons." And everyone agreed. Earth was helpless. Earth was easy prey. Earth was the perfect target. Among the alien empires, one commander believed this more strongly than anyone else. His name was Commander Zaurin, leader of the Dravik Empire's largest invasion fleet. He was known for destroying planets that resisted him. He was feared across the galaxy. Zaurin sat in his command chair, staring at the hologram of Earth. A small smile formed on his hard, metallic face. "This will be simple," he said. "No fleet, no defense, no threat." His officers nodded. Their scanners showed nothing around Earth. No warships, no orbit defenses, no strange energy signals. Only one small moon moving quietly around the planet. Humans looked weak. Humans looked unprepared. Humans looked peaceful. But to Zaurin, peace meant only one thing: weakness. His massive fleet of 3,000 ships moved closer to Earth. They crossed the dark void of space like a wall of steel. Their engines shook the silence. Their weapons glowed with energy. It was a fleet made for conquest. As they approached Earth's orbit, something strange happened. A deep hush fell inside the alien command bridge. The scanners were quiet. Too quiet. "Report," Zaurin ordered. "Commander, Earth has not activated any defense system," the officer said. "Not a single alarm. No shields. No fighters. Nothing." Zaurin narrowed his eyes. This was wrong. Even weak species screamed when a fleet approached them. They panicked, they fought, or they begged. Humans did nothing. Earth remained silent. Almost calm. And the silence felt unnatural. "Maybe they do not know we are here," an officer suggested. "No," Zaurin replied sharply. "They know. They always know." He leaned forward, staring at the still planet. "Humans are hiding something. I can feel it." The fleet moved a little closer. Still nothing. No reaction. No message. No movement on Earth's surface. It was as if the planet was holding its breath. A young alien officer checked his screen again and frowned. "Commander, I am detecting a pulse signal." "From Earth?" Zaurin asked. "No, sir. From the moon." The bridge grew quiet. All eyes turned to the officer. "A pulse signal? What kind?" Zaurin demanded. "It is strange," the officer replied. "Like a heartbeat. Very slow. Very deep. It repeats every 10 seconds. Zaurin stood up. He had conquered many planets, destroyed many defenses, but he had never heard of a moon sending a heartbeat. "Is it natural?" he asked. "No, Commander. It is a machine signal. A machine inside the moon. Something old. Something large. Something waking up." The officers exchanged nervous looks. Zaurin's smile faded. "Humans, what have you hidden inside your moon?" he whispered. The fleet stopped at Earth's orbit. All scanners pointed at the moon. The deep pulse continued. Thump, 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 like a giant heart beating under stone and dust. Suddenly, the lights on the alien bridge flickered. A dark wave of energy passed through their ships. Computers froze for a moment. Screens went black. Then turned back on. "Commander, something interfered with our systems." "What was it?" Zaurin growled. We don't know. It came from the moon's surface." A second pulse hit them. Stronger. Sharper. This time, some small ships lost power completely. "Commander, we are losing communication with the rear fleet. Re-establish it." "We can't." Zaurin clenched his jaw. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. The humans weren't weak. They were quiet. Too quiet. Dangerously quiet. A sudden beep echoed through the bridge. The communication unit turned on by itself. No alien officer touched it. A deep, calm voice spoke. "Stand by." Every alien froze. "Who is this?" Zaurin demanded. The voice didn't answer. The message repeated. "Stand by." Then the stars behind the alien fleet flickered. A shadow passed behind them, huge and silent. A second shadow followed. Then a third. "Commander," an officer whispered in fear. "There is movement behind us." Zaurin turned slowly. His eyes widened. From the darkness of space. From the cold void where scanners saw nothing, a massive shape was emerging. A ship. A human ship. But not like any ship the galaxy had seen before. Black. Silent. Colossal. And it was waking up. Zauren understood the truth at that moment. Earth was not helpless. Earth was waiting. And now the waiting was over. The massive shape continued rising from the darkness behind the alien fleet. None of their scanners had detected it before. It was as if the ship had appeared out of empty space itself. Commander Zauren stared at it in silence. For the first time in many years, he felt something he had almost forgotten. Fear. The alien officers scrambled across the bridge, checking screens, pushing buttons, calling out warnings. Commander, the unknown ship is not broadcasting any identification code. No energy signature, another shouted. No engine heat, a third added. Zauren clenched his fists. What do you mean no engine heat? That object is bigger than our command vessel. The officer swallowed hard. Commander, I don't think it is using engines at all. It is just moving. Zauren stepped closer to the viewing window. The shape grew larger, slowly revealing long metal wings and a dark, armored body that looked ancient but incredibly powerful. Its surface had no lights, no symbols, no color, only deep black metal that swallowed all light around it. It felt wrong. It felt dangerous. It felt alive. A whisper spread across the alien bridge. Is that human? The question hung in the air. Before Zauren could answer, the moon sent out another pulse. This one was sharper, stronger, almost like a command. Thump, thump, thump. The alien ships shook violently. Smaller vessels spun out of formation. Screens turned to static. Alarms screamed. Commander, our systems are crashing. We're losing navigation. Our shield generators are failing. Zauren slammed his hand against the console. Stabilize the fleet. Keep formation. But it was too late. The pulse had already done its damage. Then a soft, cold voice echoed through the alien comm system. It was the same voice from before. Only 2 words. Stand by. Every alien fell silent. Then the moon changed. A thin crack of light appeared across the lunar surface. Slowly the crack widened. Dust and rock lifted into the air. Something beneath the moon, something massive, was rising. Zauren's eyes widened. Is that a door? The moon's surface split open like a giant metal gate, revealing a hidden cavity inside. From that dark opening, another enormous shape began to emerge. Metallic? Sure. Ancient. Its surface glowed with faint blue lines that pulsed like veins. The officer whispered, trembling. Commander, I think humans hid something inside their moon. Zauren growled, that's impossible. Humans cannot build something this size. But the truth was in front of him. The object inside the moon wasn't small. It was larger than any warship in the Dravic Empire. It was larger than any warship in the entire galaxy. A superstructure. A fortress. A sleeping giant. And it was waking up. The first ship that had appeared behind the alien fleet moved silently toward the moon. It took its place above the opening as if standing guard. Its wings spread wide, forming a massive shadow over the alien ships below. Commander, we are being scanned, an officer cried. By who? Zauren demanded. The officer turned pale. By the human ship. Zauren stared at him. That thing is scanning us? Yes, sir. And, Commander, our systems cannot block it. We cannot stop the scan. The alien fleet was naked. Every ship, every weapon, every weakness. The human machine was reading everything. A chilling message appeared on every alien screen. Observation complete. Then, silence. Zauren felt something cold crawl up his spine. He wasn't facing a primitive species. He wasn't attacking a weak world. He was standing in front of a secret that humanity had kept for centuries. He leaned forward slowly. What are you, humans? Then the moon pulsed again. The energy was so strong that several alien ships lost power completely. Lights went out. Engines stalled. Some ships drifted like dead metal bodies. Panicked voices filled the bridge. Commander. Rear fleet offline. We have lost control of Battleship Unit 3. Comms are failing again. Zauren roared, restore everything. Now. We can't, an officer cried. It's the human signal. It is shutting down our systems. The hum of terror spread across the entire alien formation. Then, without warning, a second human ship appeared. Then a third. Then a fourth. Each one rose from the shadows of space, silent and dark, like giant predators. The aliens stared in horror. These ships, they were here the whole time, an officer whispered. No, Zauren said slowly. They were asleep. The human vessels formed a perfect triangle around the alien fleet. Not one ship fired. Not one ship moved too fast. They simply hovered, watching, analyzing, waiting. Zauren felt pressure in his chest. He knew armies. He knew fleets. But this wasn't a fleet. This was a warning. Then a message appeared on the main screen. Human Defense Fleet, Phase 1 online. Zauren stepped back. There was a Phase 2. Maybe a Phase 3. How much had humans been hiding? The moon pulsed one final time. And the entire hidden structure finally rose into full view. A massive human war carrier, larger than the moon's cavity itself, broke free from the lunar surface. Dust and rock exploded outward as the giant ship unfolded massive metal wings. The alien bridge fell silent again. No one spoke. No one moved. No one breathed. Because humanity had just shown them the truth. Earth was never helpless. Earth was armed. Earth was watching. Earth was ready. And now the galaxy would pay for underestimating them. The massive war carrier rose completely out of the moon's hidden chamber. Dust and broken rock floated around it like a silent cloud. The alien fleet watched in terror as the giant machine unfolded its enormous metal wings, stretching them like a creature waking from a long sleep. The ship was ancient. The ship was powerful. And the ship was not alone. Commander Zauren stared at the dark hull. Strange blue lines glowed across the surface, pulsing with slow, steady energy, almost like veins. At the center of the carrier was an enormous circular core, shining with a cold white light. An officer's voice broke the silence. Commander, this ship, it is older than our empire. What do you mean older? Zauren snapped. Our scanners detect metal signatures from thousands of years ago. This means humans built this long before our people even learned space travel. Zauren froze. This information did not make sense. Humans were supposed to be young, simple, and weak. How could they build something this advanced long ago? Unless humans were not what the galaxy believed. Unless their history was a lie. Unless their silence was a shield. Zauren felt something cold settle inside him. Show me the full size of that ship. The screen zoomed out, and the aliens gasped. The human war carrier was so large that it cast a shadow across half of the moon's surface. Its armored wings could hide entire cities beneath them. The front of the ship held hundreds of dark ports, weapon bays, launch tubes, energy cannons, maybe something worse. Commander, the ship is scanning the entire system, an officer whispered. Let it scan, Zauren replied softly, his voice shaking. We cannot stop it. The human ship's glowing veins brightened. The circular core spun faster. Energy gathered across the hull. Then, a single, calm voice echoed through every alien ship. Lunar carrier, Helios Prime, online. The aliens froze. It had a name. It had a purpose. And it was awake. The energy pulse from Helios Prime shook the alien fleet. Their screens flickered. Their shields dropped for a moment. Every alien felt a pressure in their chest, like invisible hands gripping their hearts. An officer whispered, Commander, if this ship fires, our entire fleet will be destroyed. Zauren did not answer. He already knew. Then something else happened. The black ship behind the alien fleet, the first one to appear, moved slowly toward Helios Prime. It aligned itself under the giant carrier like a child returning to its parent. A second human ship glided silently into formation. Then a third. Then a fourth. Each ship folded its wings inward. Each ship exposed glowing cores. Each ship locked into the underside of the giant carrier like puzzle pieces. The alien fleet watched in disbelief. Commander, the officer said softly, these are not separate ships. They are parts of something larger. Zauren stared with wide eyes. So this is not a fleet. This is a single supership. The formation clicked into place. Panels on Helios Prime shifted. Giant mechanical arms extended and connected with the smaller ships. The entire structure hummed as one enormous machine. Then a deep, metallic voice spoke again. Phase 2 activation, initiated. The stars trembled. The alien ships shook. The energy around the moon vibrated like thunder. Zauren grabbed the console. What are they activating? He demanded. The officer's voice cracked. Commander, I think humans built a combined war machine. A system fleet. A weapon that becomes stronger with each ship. Can it attack? I believe it can destroy planets. The bridge fell silent. Fear spread like fire. Then Helios Prime's main core opened. A bright, white sphere of energy floated inside, Small, calm, but impossibly powerful. The sphere pulsed once and every alien ship felt the vibration. Commander, the energy reading is going off the charts. How dangerous is it? Zauren asked. The officer slowly turned to him. His voice shook. Commander, this energy could erase half a star system. Zauren's heart pounded. Humans had been hiding this. Humans had built this thousands of years ago. Humans had fooled the entire galaxy. Then the final message came. Human defense fleet, full system awakening in 10, 8. Zauren shouted, retreat. Order all ships to retreat now. But it was too late. From behind Earth, dozens more dark shapes began to rise. From Mars, ancient bases lit up. From Jupiter, massive rings of metal activated. From the shadows of Saturn, something even bigger moved. The aliens watched in horror. Humanity had not just built ships. Humanity had built an entire hidden war network across the solar system. And now it was all waking up. As the countdown continued, Zauren whispered, "What are you humans, what are you truly?" But he already knew the answer. Earth was never weak. Earth was hiding its strength. Earth was preparing. And now, the galaxy would see the truth. The countdown echoed across every alien ship. 7, 5. Each number felt heavier than the last. Commander Zauren gripped the edge of his console as the massive human superstructure continued to awaken. Helios Prime glowed brighter. The connected ships pulsed with energy. The entire moon vibrated. The galaxy had never seen anything like this. One officer cried out, voice shaking. Commander, unknown energy signatures are rising all across the solar system. From where? Zauren demanded. The officer scanned frantically. Everywhere, he whispered. From Earth's orbit, from Mars, from the asteroid belt, from Jupiter's moons. Another officer gasped, pointing at a different screen. Something is moving near Saturn. Zauren turned sharply. What now? The screen zoomed in on Saturn's rings. The beautiful, peaceful rings of ice and dust suddenly changed shape. Lines of glowing light ran across them. The rings began spinning in a perfect circular pattern. Too perfect to be natural. Sir, those are not rings, the officer said, voice trembling. They are machines. The rings separated into segments, each one revealing hidden metal layers beneath the ice. Giant panels unfolded like petals of a flower. Massive engines ignited behind them, creating a slow, thunderous hum that spread through space. The aliens stared in horror. Commander, the rings are a launch platform. Before Zauren could respond, a massive shadow rose from inside Saturn's atmosphere. A ship so huge, so impossibly large that its form could only be seen in pieces. The alien bridge went silent. No one dared to breathe. When the fog of gas cleared, the true scale was revealed. A Titan-class human warship. Longer than cities. Wider than mountain ranges. Its cannons were as large as alien cruisers. Zauren felt his legs weaken. This cannot be real, he whispered. This ship could dwarf our entire fleet. The Titan ship rotated slowly, aligning its massive hull toward the alien forces. Its name appeared in cold blue letters. Titan ship, Horizon Breaker. Status online. The aliens were frozen. Another officer suddenly shouted. Commander. Multiple signatures rising from Mars. The screen switched again. Red dust exploded into the air as underground hangars opened. Metal platforms carried hundreds, maybe thousands, of human warships into the sky. Not small ships. War fortresses. Heavy artillery units. Stealth blades. Missile carriers. A solid wall of steel and fire filled the Martian horizon. That is impossible, an alien captain whispered. Mars was supposed to be empty. Zauren shook his head. No. Humans made us believe it was empty. As the Martian fleet activated, each ship lit up with the same blue vein lines seen on Helios Prime. The same ancient technology. The same hidden power. One officer gave another terrified report. Defensive satellites awakening in Jupiter orbit. The screen zoomed in. Around Jupiter, thousands of tiny lights blinked on, like stars awakening. But they weren't stars. They were weapons. Huge orbital cannons. Massive shield generators. Rotating planet defense platforms. All of them turning toward the alien fleet. Commander. The officer's voice cracked. We are surrounded. Zauren's heart sank. The solar system had become a trap. A cage made of human steel. The countdown from Helios Prime continued. 4, 3, 2. Zauren shouted. Retreat. Pull the fleet back. Now. But as soon as the alien ships moved, they stopped again. A new voice filled the comm channel. Come. Human. Alien fleet. This is human defense protocol. Retreat is not permitted. The aliens froze. The human voice continued. You entered our system uninvited. You pointed your weapons at our home. You believed Earth was helpless. Then the voice softened, but somehow became even more dangerous. Now you will learn the truth. Helios Prime's core reached full brightness. Its wings extended. Energy gathered at the center of the giant structure. The countdown finished. 1. Silence. Complete silence. Then, a shock wave erupted across the solar system. The wave was not destructive. It was a message. A warning. A declaration. Every alien ship shook violently. Lights flickered. Weapons shut down. Engines stalled. The entire alien fleet was left powerless, floating in space like broken toys. The human voice returned. This is only the beginning. Zaurin stood in silence, staring at the monstrous human war machines awakening one after another. Earth was no longer a joke. Earth was no longer weak. Earth was no longer silent. The war fleet of humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The alien fleet drifted helplessly in space. Their engines were dead. Their weapons were offline. Their shields had collapsed. The once mighty Dravik Armada was now nothing more than a collection of silent, floating metal. Commander Zaurin stared at the dark screens in disbelief. Every system on his flagship had crashed. Nothing was responding. Restart the engines. Zaurin ordered. We can't, Commander, the officer cried. All systems are locked. We have no control. Another officer shouted, life support is failing on some ships. Zaurin clenched his jaw. How is this possible? What did the humans do? No one answered. No one could. Outside the flagship's main window, the solar system glowed with awakening human technology. Warships moved into formation. Giant cannons locked onto the alien fleet. Defensive satellites hovered like silent guardians. And in the center of it all, Helios Prime shined like a new star. The human superstructure pulsed with energy, lighting up the moon's surface. It was beautiful. It was terrifying. Then, the human voice returned. Alien fleet, you are now under solar system command. Zaurin felt the weight of those words. His officers looked to him for guidance, but he had none. Who is speaking? Zaurin demanded. A moment of silence. Then the voice became clearer, stronger. The tone of a leader who had seen war and ended wars. This is Admiral Ryvan Voss, commander of the Human Defense Fleet. The alien bridge fell silent. The admiral continued. You came into our home with weapons raised. You pointed your cannons at our planet. You thought Earth was helpless. Zaurin felt a cold sweat on his skin. Admiral Ryvan spoke again, slowly and calmly. You were wrong. Behind Helios Prime, more human ships awakened. Not just hundreds, thousands. They filled the darkness of space, forming a massive shield around Earth, the Moon, Mars, and all human territory. Huge Titan ships hovered like metal giants. Stealth blades moved like shadows. Energy shields glowed across the planets. The entire solar system was alive. Zaurin whispered, How long were they preparing this? The officer beside him answered quietly, Maybe centuries, Commander, maybe longer. Before Zaurin could respond, the human admiral spoke again. Disable your remaining weapons. Zaurin snapped, We already cannot fire. The admiral's tone remained calm. Good. That saves us time. A faint ripple of laughter spread across the alien bridge. Not joy, but fear. Then Admiral Ryvan gave the chilling command. Human fleet, hold position. The warships obeyed instantly. They did not advance. They did not fire. They simply held the line. A perfect, unbreakable wall of power. Some alien captains began to panic. Commander, we cannot win this. We must surrender. Earth has outmatched us completely. Zaurin raised his hand, signaling silence. But inside he knew they were right. There was no escape. No victory. No hope. He took a deep breath and spoke toward the comm channel. This is Commander Zaurin of the Dravik Empire. What do you want from us? What is your demand? For a long moment there was no answer. Then Admiral Ryvan's voice returned. Calm but with a cold edge sharper than any blade. My demand? Simple. The alien fleet held its breath. You will leave this system. You will never return. You will tell the galaxy what you saw here today. Zaurin stiffened. And if we refuse? The Admiral's reply was immediate. Then we will show you Phase 3. Every alien on the bridge felt their hearts stop. They did not know what Phase 3 was. They did not want to know. They did not want to see it. Zauren swallowed hard. We understand. Admiral Riven's tone softened slightly. Good. Because we do not wish for war. But we will not tolerate invasion. Outside, the human ships adjusted position. Slow, perfect, coordinated. The sheer discipline made the aliens feel even smaller. Zauren asked carefully. Admiral, how did we not detect your ships? The human commander paused. Then he answered with a truth that shook the galaxy. Because you saw only what we allowed you to see. Zauren fell silent. Admiral Riven spoke again. You believed humans were weak. You believed humans were disorganized. But humans build in silence. Humans wait in silence. And when the moment comes, the Admiral's voice hardened. Humans rise together. The alien bridge trembled as the human fleet engines ignited simultaneously. A display of power. A reminder. Zauren closed his eyes. He understood. The galaxy had underestimated Earth. And now the galaxy would pay for that mistake. The standoff had only one ending. And it belonged to humanity. The alien commanders watched the silent blue planet on their screens. Their ships formed a deadly ring around Earth. Their weapons were active. Their armies were ready. Yet, Earth did nothing. Commander Rotel felt something strange in his chest. It was not fear. It was confusion. Why are humans so quiet? He whispered to himself. His second officer, Varesh, stepped forward. Sir, should we begin the attack? Our fleets are in position. Rotel shook his head slowly. No, not yet. Something feels wrong. Humans always move with purpose. Always react. Always fight back. But now, they stay silent. He turned his eyes back to the planet. Silence is not weakness, he muttered. Inside their warship, the rest of the bridge crew exchanged nervous looks. They had conquered dozens of worlds. None had ever remained silent before the attack. Silence meant one thing. They are waiting. Or planning. Varesh frowned. Sir, what if they are simply afraid? Humans are a primitive species. The commander let out a cold laugh. Primitive? Humans built weapons that burned half their own world. Humans fought wars even when there was nothing left to win. They are not primitive. They are unpredictable. The screens flickered again, but this time something new appeared. A faint energy signal. Slow, growing, steady. The technicians froze. Commander. Unknown energy source rising from the far side of the moon. Rotel stood from his command chair. Display it. The screen zoomed in. At first it looked like a single spark in the darkness. Tiny. Meaningless. Easy to ignore. But then it grew brighter. And brighter. Until it looked like a star being born behind the moon. The alien bridge fell silent. Varesh whispered, That is impossible. Humans do not have this type of technology. Rotel did not answer. His jaw tightened. His hands curled into fists. Because deep inside he finally understood. Earth was not afraid. Earth was waiting. And now, Earth was answering. Another technician shouted, Commander. Gravity waves detected. More energy signatures coming online. Suddenly, the faint spark split into several glowing lines. Then into shapes. Then into silhouettes. Warships. Massive warships. One after another, they slid from behind the moon like silent giants waking from a long sleep. Black holes. Blue engines. Cold metal shining in the starlight. Not old military ships. Not damaged or outdated vessels. These were new. Fresh. Built in secret. Built in silence. Rotel felt a chill crawl across his skin. It seems, he said quietly, humans were not helpless after all. Varesh stepped back, panic rising in his voice. We miscalculated. Sir, our intelligence said Earth has no fleet. The commander narrowed his eyes. Your intelligence was wrong. Another ship appeared. Then 3 more. Then 5. A whole fleet was rising from the dark side of the moon. The alien crew stared in disbelief. One officer whispered, Are these human ships? They look different. They were right. Human ships were normally rough and industrial looking. But these had smooth armor. Stable energy fields. Silent engines with no heat signature. As if they were built with technology humans should not have. Rotel watched every ship enter formation with perfect timing. Not chaotic. Not disorganized. Precise. Disciplined. Deadly. A message appeared on their communication screen. Incoming human transmission. The bridge froze. Varesh swallowed hard. Should we answer? Rotal nodded once. Yes. We invaded their system. The least we can do is listen. The screen flickered. Static filled the room. Then the static cleared. A human appeared. He wore a simple dark uniform. No medals. No rank badges. Just calm eyes and a steady voice. This is Admiral Raiden of the Terran Defense Fleet. His voice was sharp, clear, controlled. You came here expecting Earth to be helpless. You came here thinking we were weak. He leaned closer to the screen. You were wrong. Rotal felt his stomach twist. This human, he was not afraid. Not even slightly. Admiral Raiden continued. We saw you gathering your fleets. We watched your ships enter our orbit. And we waited. He paused. Because today the galaxy learned something new. The lights in the alien ship dimmed as the human fleet activated their full power signatures behind him, lighting space like a rising sun. Humanity, the Admiral said, is no longer alone. And we are no longer defenseless. For a moment no one spoke. Not on the alien ship. Not on the human channel. Not anywhere. Because the truth was now clear. Humanity had been hiding something. Preparing something. Building something. And now the galaxy was about to witness it. Rotal whispered to himself. So this is the true face of humans. Admiral Raiden's final words echoed through the bridge like thunder. Turn back now, or face the war you came looking for. The transmission ended. Silence returned. But now the silence was different. Heavier. Dangerous. Like the calm before a storm that could burn the stars. And the storm was human.